question?
There should be an amendment here, I think, as per RSA 2414. And I would like to amend that to say, further, there is no exception for the county commissioners to transfer any funds within each department from one line to another.
I think that's redundant. That's my comment. That's covered.
Was that in the
No, I mean,
comments that you...
Wait. Is this a
no, it's
request
just
to
any line
amend?
item. I mean, in the budget. That's wrong.
Okay, any line item on here.
Yeah.
Thank you. Is this discussion on the motion? Okay.
Madam Chair, I just have a problem with that. How much authority we're really doing for the delegation. Are we gonna do the daily managing of the county now? So why do we have commissioners if we're gonna do all this and they can't do line item transfers? I guess that's what I understand you saying. That you don't want the commissioners to do any more line item transfers, period. And that, maybe I'm wrong, but I'd like you to explain it.
The RSA says they're non-transferable unless you authorize an exception. We authorized, in 2004, we authorized a certain number. In 2006, we did the same one.
Right.
2007, motion of Representative Thomas, it was reduced to narrow it down. Ours is still higher than some of the other counties. I haven't checked all the counties. The budget is out there that should manage the county. Yes, there'll be changes that I would assume will be late in the year. And there is funding for the items that the delegation felt was appropriate money for. So I would envision that there'll be a few items late in the year that we will have the executive committee meet to concur with what is proposed to us. And this is done in writing. It has to be in writing according to the RSA. And there's a form. Looked last week at the Rockingham County. They were getting ready to meet that day on it.
Thank you.
Well,
Yes.
did you, in your motion, set the amount at 10,000 or something?
I said-
I didn't hear that.
We didn't make an exception. We verified that we were not making an exception. We were going by the RSA without exception. The RSA lets you make an exception, but we didn't.
Thank you. Additional discussion? Yes.
I'd like to propose an amendment to the motion.
Okay.
Okay? I have copies. Start both down the other way. And I will start copies of the spreadsheet in minutes as I finish talking. I move that the county budget for 2013...
Wait. Oops, can you wait just till we
Okay,
have
yeah,
this
I'll
passed
wait till
down?
everybody has it.
Thank you.
Fair enough. You get a special treat. Around the other way. And I have some for the commissioners and the staff. read the motion so it's in the record?
Absolutely.
Okay. I move that the county budget for 2013 as proposed by the county commissioners for line items 51510, 515 sick pay bonus, 51520 longevity, and 52100 health insurance be substituted for the recommended changes made by the Belknap County Convention in accordance with the spreadsheet attached hereto and made a part hereof as fully as set forth blank therein. And I further move that the source of funds for the aforesaid substitutions to the extent the same exceed the amount proposed by the Belknap County Convention be as follows. The total amount of all of these, you'll find at the end, is $225,412. I recommend that, I move that $125,000 of that amount be taken from the fund balance, and that $100,412 be taken from other, which would include, I will talk about that later, other. And being the intent of this motion to maintain the employee benefits for sick pay, bonus, longevity, and health insurance at the same level as provided in 2012, plus any increases required by changes in the status of employees or increases imposed by the county health insurance provider.
Second.
Okay. What does this do to the, what is the net increase to the bottom line of the budget as we have? Mr. Tilton's motion, it adds $225,412. Okay.
So that the total amount of the budget,
What was that figure again, sir?
$225,412.
so the total of the budget, Mr. Tilton's motion had $15,206.78, excuse me, $15,206,786 for the general budget, $10,925,830 for nursing home, for a total of $26,132,616. And my motion increases that amount by $225,412, so the total budget of the county for the year 2013 will be $26,358,028.
$26,300,000.
$26,358,028.
$358,028.
Yep.
Okay, so, if I might, to compare it to the cost items that we have in the spreadsheet, it doesn't include the merit, and of course, it doesn't increase the payroll taxes, unemployment, or
Correct. It does not affect any item having to do with salary, which would include payroll tax, retirement, all that stuff. This only has to do with fringe benefits.
Okay, is there further discussion on this motion? Yes, Representative Cooley?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I think this, finally, we're getting some acknowledgement of the human beings that are working at these organizations, and the fact that absent this, that they're going to be taking a cut in salary. It's a punitive, and I know it's important to keep our salary, our tax rate down, but to me, it's sort of like raising children. You say, I am a superb parent because I give them an allowance and I pay for their food and clothes. And that's the end of the story. We're dealing with a much bigger thing here. We would no more sell our kids short by just dealing with finances. I don't know why we're not doing it here. And saying these people do an important service. They make our county a better place to live. And this is minimal, the fact that they have some health insurance and sick pay or whatever. I think this is minimal, but it's the very least we can do to recognize that there are human beings and valuable human beings working in our county.
Thanks for that. Yes, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay, I realize you started.
Well, I was trying to get
It's a
there.
large group. Yeah, I feel like we're a little short-sighted in trying to save the county money, because the employees that work for the county are also taxpayers in the county, they shop in the county, they buy their gas in the county. If they don't have health insurance, it increases all of our insurance at our local hospitals. And these are not well-paid, I mean, they're not like high-paid people. I worked at the county home when I was 18 or 19 as an RN. I could have made a lot more if I had done waitressing, but I think a lot of people take the lower pay so that they have the benefits and they can take their kids to the hospital when they need to go to the hospital. I'm not trying to make any of you feel guilty. I just feel like sometimes we can be short-sighted in terms of saving money for the taxpayer, because there's other places where we end up paying more. And these are our fellow taxpayers and fellow citizens, so that's just I support it.
I don't know why we keep having the analogy that somehow if we want to stop kicking the can down the road, that somehow we're not appreciative of the people that work in our county. And I can tell you, I am appreciative of the work, especially that I see being done at the nursing homes where I volunteer. And I do respect the work of the people that are in the county. But to make this comparison somehow, that if we want to pull this back, that the trajectory of our spending for the past years has just been getting bigger and bigger at a time when we are just in trouble financially in every sector of our economy. We are not bad people, we are good people, and we do appreciate you, and I don't want anybody here to think that we don't. But you know, that is a fallacious argument that makes divisiveness, because it makes us, if we're fiscal conservatives, and we're mean people. We are not mean people. We all pay taxes. We're all going to try to hold the line here, I hope, tonight on this budget. But I'm just really tired of being, put into the group that somehow is a less good human being, because we're going to try to trim and level fund our budget, which I might add, many of our counties are doing. This is not unusual. We're trying not to hurt anybody with the cuts. We don't want to touch outside agencies, the heavy lifters in this budget. We are asking for the benefits to be level funded, not cut to the bone, not slash and burn, right? That's what we're saying, and I think both sides should be fair in offering that.
So if you could wait, unless it's.
You're making a decision without proper information. You're going to try to cut. You're going to try to impose this
Excuse me,
cut.
Commissioner.
And what you are doing is making a budget that is ignorance and arrogance and not information.
Commissioner.
All right? So this has to
Our discussion, this is our meeting.
Right.
Thank you for
I
that input.
forgot about the rules, which none of us know because they're yours.
Croc TV.